Today we'll be discussing resizing images. We'll be using Adobe Photoshop CS3 Extended to do so, and we'll be using this image of a latent print that's been photographed with this scale. The reason that you want to resize an image is to print it out. You may want to print this out scaled 1:1 so that you can perform a forensic comparison using it. You may want to enlarge it for case documentation, or you may want to enlarge it for a courtroom presentation. All would be real-world examples of why you would want to resize this image. So to do so, we're going to deal with the image menu. We're going to go down to the image size dialog box and get some information here. So right now, if I look at the document size section, you can see that in order to print this out on one piece of paper, I would need a piece of paper that is 59 inches by 39 inches. And that's for a resolution of 72 pixels per inch. So we're going to change the information in these boxes, and they're all related. So the information that we're going to change is the resolution. So if I change the resolution, it will change the other two. So we'll cancel out of here, and we'll see what we need to do that. First of all, we're going to want to view the rulers. So go to the View menu, scroll down to Rulers to make sure it's visible. Then we're going to right-click on it and make sure that Pixels is selected, because that's what we'll be measuring. And because we have a ruler in our image, we have a known unit of measurement. So we know that 1 centimeter is this long. So we want to measure the number of pixels in 1 centimeter. To do that, we're going to need the ruler tool. And the ruler tool lives with the eyedropper tool. So if we long click on the eyedropper tool, the pop-out menu, choose ruler tool. So now we have a ruler tool, has a little ruler there, and we are going to measure 1 centimeter and see how many pixels are in there. So I'm going to zoom in for accuracy so that we have accurate measurements. What we're going to do is start at this large tick mark and end at this large tick mark on the ruler. Now we want to start and stop in the same place on the tick marks for the most accurate measurements. So I'll start in the middle of the 1, go all the way down to the same location in the 2, and let go. And what we have here then is a measurement, and that measurement lives up here under the L1 settings. So 854 pixels exactly between 1 and 2. And you may want to measure a couple times, or you may want to measure a couple distances. By that I mean more than 1 centimeter to get that value. Now if you are measuring more than 1 centimeter, you're going to have to divide by the number of centimeters that you measure in order to get this value for 1 centimeter. For this example, I'm just going to measure 1 centimeter. So again, 1 centimeter measured. We measured the amount of pixels because that's what our ruler is set to. So we know the number of pixels in 1 centimeter, and that's 854 pixels. Now we're going to use that information. Go back to the image menu, down to the image size dialog box again, and we are going to put 854 in the resolution. First, we want to make sure that our pixels per unit of measurement is the same. Since we measured centimeters, we need to make sure that we have pixels per centimeter. So we know how many pixels per centimeter there are because we measured them, and that value again is right here under L1. So as we change this value for the resolution, watch the width and height of the document change. So now if I were to print this out after accepting these changes, the image would print out 1.9 inches wide by 1.3 inches high. And this is a large difference between the initial 59 inches that it was. So I'm going to accept those changes. One last thing, we want to make sure that we don't have the image resample checked. This is going to add pixel information, which we don't want. We want to keep the same pixel values, but we just want to change the document size. So we click OK. Now, when we zoom back out, the image isn't going to look any different on screen. It's going to look the same because we didn't change the pixel information. We just changed the printout information. So the image is now calibrated 1:1, which means if I printed this fingerprint out, it would be the same size as it was on the surface on which I photographed it. And I could use it in a forensic comparison. Now, if I wanted to make it larger for some reason, for case documentation or a courtroom presentation, I could go back to the image size dialog box and I could change the percent. So if I want to make it 5 times enlargement, I would enlarge it 500%. So if I change it 500%, accept those changes, go back to the image size dialog box, we can see that the physical width of the image will change when it prints out now. So that is how you resize an image using Adobe Photoshop CS3 Extended.